Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube video, and today we are going to discuss the topic of understanding the law of demand and law of supply in economics. So we will start here. We will start from the introduction, which states that in economics the law of demand states that as the price of the good increases, the quantity demand decreases, and vice versa. On the other hand, the law of supply states that as the price of good increases, the quantity supply increases, and vice versa. Now this definition states that there is inverse relationship between the quantity and price in the law of demand, and there is direct relationship between the quantity demand supplied and price in law of supply. Next one is demand curve. The demand curve illustrates the relationship between the price of good and the quantity demanded consumer. It slopes downward from left to right, indicating as the price increases, the quantity demand decreases. As you can look in the graph that as the price decreases, the quantity demand increases, and as if vice versa, if we decrease the price, then the quantity demand will increase. And when there is inverse relationship, there is downward sloping curve, not upward sloping curve, because there is not direct relationship. If one increases, the other one will decrease automatically, because the consumer or the demander who demands the quantity of good, he always wants to pay less and wants to get more quantity. So it defines that why there is an inverse relationship. Next one is supply curve. The supply curve illustrates the relationship between the price of good and quantity supplied by producers. It slopes upward from left to right, indicating that as the price increases, the quantity supply increases. First of all, the supply curve illustrates the relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. Here, the quantity is supplied by producers, so we should understand the psyche of producer. The psyche of consumer is totally different from psyche of consumer, because consumer always wants to get more quantity in less prices, and producer always wants to give less quantity in more price. The producer wants to sell its good or service or anything he produced in more and more money, and he wants to give less quantity, so he will sell his good in more quantity, in more prices. The more he sell, the more he earns. As you know that the cost, when the cost is less, when he sell more, then his cost of production will automatically decrease. So here the supply, if we look at the supply curve is positively sloped, because there is a direct relationship, there is not inverse relationship. Because if the price of quantity increases, the quantity supplied also increases. So if automatically in the market the price of any good, we can assume that if the price of potato increases from 50 to 100 per kilogram, so what will producer do? Many producers will get that purchase that potato from the market, and then sell it to the consumers at more prices, because they want to earn more profit. Next one is market equilibrium. Market equilibrium occurs when the quantity demanded by consumers is equal to quantity supplied by producer at specific price. This represented by intersection of demand curve and demand supply. So, like any other market, the market equilibrium occurs here in this market. Actually, this is the topic of microeconomics. So, in microeconomics, the equilibrium occurs when the demand curve intersect with the supply curve, when the quantity is equal to the price. This is called equilibrium, because at this point the quantity supplied by the producer is equal to the quantity demanded by the producer at the price that is desired by consumer, and that is desired by producer as well. So you can see that here all the requirements of producer and all the requirements of consumer are fulfilled as well. So we can see that as on the graph, you can see on y-axis we took the price, on x-axis we took the quantity, and here is demand curve drawn with the red line, and supply curve with a purple line or blue line, you can say, and both intersect. Okay, so the both intersect. We can also look at upward from the equilibrium point and downward from the equilibrium point. But at the equilibrium point there is a P star and Q star, because the price is at equilibrium level and the quantity is also at equilibrium level. There can be shortage of demand and excess of demand, and there can be shortage of supply and excess of supply. In that case there will be other alternatives taken by producer as well as consumers. Factors affecting the demand and supply. As I told you that there can be excess or shortage of demand and supply. The excess and shortage is caused by many factors. So the factors affecting demand and supply, we will talk here. Several factors can shift the demand and supply curves, including changes in consumer preference, income prices of related good, technology, input costs. Understanding these factors is crucial for analyzing market dynamics. In economics, we casually or more commonly use the statement that is ceteris paribus condition. Ceteris paribus condition states that keeping all other things or keeping all other factors constant, or the keeping effect of all other factors constant. So when we analyze the relationship between the price and quantity, what we do is we keep effect of all other factors constant. If we do not kept them constant, okay, what are those other factors? Those other factors can be consumer preference, income, prices of related goods such as complement goods or luxury goods or normal goods, technology, input cost of course producer. So all of these factors can very very importantly affect the consumer's demand and producer supply on different level. You see, if the input cost of the producer increases, if the marginal cost or if the average cost by one product increases of producer, then what will he do? He will increase the price, and if he increase the price, of course the demand will decrease, because there is an inverse relationship. When the price increases, demand decreases. So there will be disequilibrium in the market. So these are different states of disequilibrium in market that can occur. This disequilibrium can occur due to all these factors. There are other factors as well, such as ostentation, such as technology, such as fashion, and weather. Of course, I can give you example of that. If the weather can affect in such a way that when there is summer, the demand of very nice and very light clothes, yes, demand of light clothes increases. But at the same time, when if the producer increase the supply of the light clothes, but then the season changes, weather changes, there is a sudden rain or thunderstorm, then what will happen? People will demand jackets, people demand coats and hats, etc. So thus the demand of light clothes will decrease automatically. So in this way, these factors can affect demand of consumer and supply of producer. As I try to explain you briefly what is the law of demand, what is the law of supply, and how the equilibrium occurs when due to intersection of both of these. In the conclusion, we can say that the law of demand and the law of supply are the fundamental concepts in economics that explain the behavior of consumer and producer in the market. By understanding the relationship between price and quantity, individuals and business can make informed decision in dynamic and economic environment. So why are they important? In conclusion, we will say that why do we study the law of supply and the law of demand? As you can look at my previous lecture, as I stated in the previous lecture, that the economics help us to manage our scarce resources or our limited resources, and also help us to make our decision at aggregate level as well as our at the firm level or at the market level. So law of supply and law of demand are the tools that are used by economics to analyze the decision making or the behavior patterns of consumer as well as producer, so that they both can make effective decision and efficient decision to give more profit, to give more benefit to their own organizations, to their personal benefits. Okay. So that's it. There can be many other benefits happen due to that economics can give to a individual as well as markets or firms, etc. But we will study it further. at the end, if there is any query, you can write down, and you can like the video and subscribe my channel. And also I will write down my email, and you can comment down any kind of ppt or any topic, on any topic ppt you require. You can comment down, and you can write down your email. I will email it to you. Thank you.